It has been extremely frustrating, Nayan, to be put in this box because of the way that I look. And I'm saying it very bluntly and honestly because that's the feedback I get in every single meeting that I go to, even now. And I don't want to feel shame in saying that it's high time for me, because I have really known my worth. And of course, you can know your worth and fight for it as much as you want. But I feel very blessed that Murad sir and Nikhil sir saw in me what I was hopeful that a lot more people would see in me.
Women as such are very strong. It's just about telling the world, like, see how strong they are.
People have put me in this position of, which we often tend to do with actresses, is she looks this way, so she must be this way and she must perform this way.
Did you ever go through similar situations where people came and said that no, we can't give you this role because you look a certain way or you don't look a certain way?
Yeah, it keeps happening every day. And many a times we have seen that our superstars themselves saying that people used to call them ugly.
Being one of the two people to be considered to play Princess Jasmine in Aladdin, truthfully, really just changed my experiences in my life. No, it used to bother me so much. I was like, man, I'm just being myself. Why can't that be celebrated? But you really can't make everybody happy, and you shouldn't want to either.
माधुरी दीक्षित बनना चाहती हूँ और मैं और हंगामा दोनों सुपरहिट चल रहे हैं। एक में मुझे रोना है, एक में मैं सब लोग हंसते हैं कुर्सी पर। तो मैं उस समय डर लगा था, वो मैं पास हो गया, लेकिन उसके बाद भी अपूर्वा के लिए मुझे 15-20 साल इंतजार करना पड़ा कि जितने भी अगर अपने आप से जीतने का शौक पैदा कर ले तो तभी तो वैरायटी पैदा हो।
क्या बात।
When I watched the trailer of Apurva, it actually shook me. Once in a while there comes a movie that will actually hit you so hard and bring you back to what the society is unfortunately known for and shouldn't be known for. I have the entire team of Apurva join me for a conversation only on Bollywood Bubble. Thank you guys. There's Abhishek, there's Tara, there's Rajpal and Nikhil. Thank you so much for doing this. First of all, wonderful trailer, and I had messaged you after the trailer came out because Murad Bhai is like a family person. He's always been there for me, and so there's always going to be a lot of support for him. Backing a film like this becomes difficult, but it's also the sad reality of our society in many parts of the country. You know, although we are progressing and reaching the moon, but there is a lot of communities that need a lot of resolutions. What was the basic thought behind it, and how did it stem, and where did it stem from?
So the two thoughts actually. So the one thought is, our life is going normally, everything is normal. There's one incident and it changes the entire life. Like everything, what you've been dreaming and imagining and hoping for, it just goes for a toss. So that one incident, which is a life-defining incident in life, and it can happen to anybody. It can happen to you, me, anyone. And that's what the story is about. And the second is, women as such are very strong. It's just about telling the world, like, see how strong they are.
Absolutely.
And so these are the two thoughts behind Apurva. Yeah.
There was this really old interview because you said this. I think it was with Farida Jalal because she used to do those interviews back in the 90s.
Yes.
And it was an interview with Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah, and बहुत emotional, बहुत human interviews होते थे. So I think Farida Jalal had invited Shah Rukh Khan for one of the chats, and I think in one of the interviews, Shah sir had said that today is his birthday also, so great day to say this, that something about women, and something about him being compared to women, like, oh, a few things about you feel a little feminine was the question, something like that. And he said that if people feel that, I feel very proud because women are sensitive, sensible, and I think this is exactly the line, sensitive, sensible, and they are multitaskers. They can do anything. They have an innate power which people really don't see, and kudos to that. I think you said it in the same tone. Tara, it's been only a few years in the industry, and when I look at your career graph, it reminds you of, like, an Alia took a risk, right, with a film like Highway. And there was an Anushka Sharma in NH10. She became a producer with NH10. There were a lot of backlogs that happened on the film for which she took the creative mantle.
Yes.
More, when you say women are often judged and women are often not given the scope beyond the realm of that to do films like this, especially for newcomers. How privileged do you feel to have a film like this right at the beginning of your career?
I don't even think of it as a risk. I think this is the greatest boon so far in my career, is the opportunity to get to portray something as real and far away from so much else that I've done. So I don't think it's a risk at all, and I don't know why people call doing female-centric
It's not a
films a risk at all. It's a great blessing and a boon. And while of course I feel extremely privileged, and there's no doubting that at all. Like I've wanted this since forever. I do feel like it's really just high time as well, and I don't want to feel shame in saying that it's high time for me, because I have really known my worth. And of course you can know your worth and fight for it as much as you want, but I feel very blessed that Murad sir and Nikhil sir saw in me what I was hopeful that a lot more people would see in me for many years. And it has been extremely frustrating, Nayan, to be put in this box because of the way that I look. And I'm saying it very bluntly and honestly, because that's the feedback I get in every single meeting that I go to. Even now, even after doing Apurva, of course people haven't seen the film yet. The feedback that I consistently get, because people have put me in this position of which we often tend to do with actresses, is she looks this way, so she must be this way and she must perform this way. But there's nobody actually takes the time out to really think about what else one can do. So I really hope that with this film, people broaden their own horizons a little bit, because I certainly have, and I genuinely have to thank Murad sir and Nikhil sir for letting me do something that has truthfully been a dream of mine ever since I began my career.
You know, it's unfortunate that we also live in a world where you can never make everybody happy. No matter how good you are, if you're bad also, they're not happy. If you're good also, they're not happy. I want to know that when you say this, it's a fact. Like, you have to look a certain way, and if you look a certain way, then you can't do this because, oh, she looks a certain way, he looks a certain way. So of course they can't do this. They won't do this. And of course then it'll be like, oh, they don't look this certain way, so they definitely can't be doing this. They have to do this only. That has also happened with all three of you. As I mean, artists लोगों को box में तो हमेशा डाला गया है for looks, right? How do you come out of it? Did you ever go through similar situations where people came and said that no, we can't give you this role because you look a certain way or you don't look a certain way?
Yeah, it keeps happening every day, I think, with me.
But how do you deal with it then? What's the defense?
No, I just deal with by doing work. Like I'm hoping what happens is that I think जब पहली बार when you see somebody, you are looking at the looks, but with time, I feel that takes a back seat, and the performer takes the front seat.
True.
And many a times we have seen that our superstars themselves saying that people used to call them ugly until they became a superstar and everybody started talking about their looks. And this is, I'm just saying that, you know,
it's a fact.
It's a fact which is, I've seen it on stage, that one good actor with a good body language will suddenly start looking attractive, you know. So, I mean, it's the attraction of your performance that will basically remain for a longer period of time, because that is not dependent on age or, you know, things you do or whatever you do. It is very internal. So that beauty, I think, for an artist is very important, the internal beauty, and then outside out वो सब दुनिया में वो फिर accept होने धीरे-धीरे शुरू हो जाते हैं.
आज के ज़माने में तो फिर भी थोड़ा सा बदलाव है, because I think people are accepting everybody and accepting different kinds of movies, different kinds of people. But back when
what's funny is that even she's going through it.
Yeah.
Even I mean, she wants to do. I mean, the thing is that I think all actors just want to act.
Yeah.
ये बाकी सारी चीजें तो.
No, यही तो प्रॉब्लम है कि अगर आप बहुत अच्छे दिखते हो तो आप ये नहीं कर सकते, आपके पास आएंगे ही नहीं, क्योंकि ये तो बहुत अच्छे.
Before you even do it.
मैं आपको इसमें एक्टर को आप छोड़ दीजिए, इसमें पिछले 20-25 साल हमारे कई ऐसे डायरेक्टर हैं,
मैं वही बोलने वाला था,
वो बोलते हैं कि ये मेरी औरा की फिल्म नहीं है, मैं इस जोन में कंफर्टेबल नहीं हूँ. बहुत सारे मेरे एक्टर दोस्त हैं, उनको अगर रोल मिलता है, यार मैं इसमें फिट नहीं हूँ. क्यों? क्योंकि मेरा एक स्टाइल है. तो और ये जैसे अगर मैं आपको अंदर की बात बताऊँ, अगर मैं BNA NSD का नहीं होता, मेरी अपकमिंग कॉमेडी से नहीं है. आई लव टू डू कॉमेडी, लेकिन मेरी कॉमेडी की अपकमिंग नहीं है. मेरी अपकमिंग है थिएटर बैकग्राउंड और नुक्कड़ नाटक और, यू नो, साइकोफिजिकल थिएटर, एनिमल इंस्टिंक्टिव क्वालिटीज, एंड चार्ली चैपलिन फिल्म अप्रिसिएशन कोर्स या NSD, तो उसमें एक ब्रांच में अपनी कॉमेडी की मानता हूँ। लेकिन आपने मुझे कॉमेडी के अलावा किसी में देखा नहीं है, इसलिए जो आपको लगा, अगर आप उसमें मुझे आशीर्वाद दे रहे हो तो कहीं न कहीं ये सफलता पहचानी आनी चाहिए कि थैंक यू सो मच, मुझसे इसे नफरत नहीं होनी चाहिए। अब जैसे अपूर्वा का रोल, मैंने इनसे बोला कि भूल भुलैया 2 के बाद करना कैसा किया, वो एक स्टूडेंट बन के किया या कितना, वो तो कहानी का एक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, इंटरप्रिटेशन रूपी क्राफ्ट होती है जिसका कैप्टन अल्टीमेटली डायरेक्टर होता है। तो उसमें कोई लीडिंग होता है, कोई सपोर्टिव होता है, लेकिन कैरेक्टर फिट करना वो स्टोरी क्या है। लेकिन इस पे ये कैरेक्टर कर पाएगा नहीं, उसके लिए कुछ एक्टर पागल होते हैं हम लोगों जैसे कि 100 बार फेल हो जाएं, फिर भी नहीं मैं करके दिखाऊंगा। ठीक है ना, एक नहीं। और कुछ लोग होते हैं जो उसमें बोलते हैं समझौता कर लेते हैं। आपके ऊपर है। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जितने भी अगर अपने आप से जीतने का शौक पैदा कर लें तो तभी तो वैरायटी पैदा होती है।
इट्स सो ब्यूटीफुली सेड। बट सर मुझे आपसे पूछना है कि हमने आपको कॉमेडी में ज़रूर बहुत ज़्यादा सराहा है, बिकॉज कॉमेडी बहुत डिफिकल्ट एक जॉनर है, बट ऐसा नहीं जैसे आपने कहा कि सिर्फ कॉमेडी ही आपको आती है, आपको सब आता है। यू हैव आल्सो डन कॉमेडी, यू हैव आल्सो डन सीरियस स्टफ, एंड it's a mix of everything, right? You've done commercial movies, you're doing an Apurva which is commercial, but it's a very different space, it's a very hard hitting, raw, gritty drama. So an actor and artist should be able to do everything, or if not everything, but they should be given opportunities to try out to do an attempt to do everything. क्या आपको लगता है उन्होंने जैसे कहा लुक्स के वजह से, कि लुक्स के वजह से आपको वो कॉमेडी जॉनर में बॉक्स किया गया कहीं ना कहीं?
मेरे को कौन आदमी इस दुनिया में जो पैदा हुआ है वो कुछ डिसाइड कर सकता है ये लुक सच्चा, ये लुक खराब है, ये लुक बढ़िया है? एक बार बताओ, क्रिकेट की मैं उदाहरण, क्योंकि ये सबसे ज्यादा आज वर्ल्ड कप भी चल रहा है, इसमें कोई खिलाड़ी लुक डिसाइड करता है? उसका काम डिसाइड करता है ना कि ही विल प्ले बॉल, आप बॉलिंग करोगे, आप बैटिंग करोगे, और उसमें कितना अच्छा करो उतने स्मार्ट हो, उतने हैंडसम आप, राइट? तो अभिनय की भी कोई 7 समंदर की सर नाप खत्म होते ही वहां से कला का उद्गम होता है, मतलब वहां से जन्म होता है हवा में कला का। कहीं पे ये जितने सुंदर लग सकते हैं, आप सुंदर लग सकते हैं, जिस कैरेक्टर हम फिट है वही तो एक्टर का गहना है, या जिसमें वो पूर्वा में तारा फिट है। तो आई थिंक जैसे कोई भी ऐसी दुनिया में स्क्रिप्ट नहीं लिखी जिसकी रीढ़ या बैकबोन लड़की ना हो, आप कोई भी दुनिया में देख लो आप। लेकिन वो ये है कि हमने जैसे जंगल में किया,
हाँ,
हमारा वो पार्ट लोगों को, अभी जैसे मेरे एग्जाम था, मैं माधुरी दीक्षित बनना चाहती हूँ और हंगामा दोनों सुपरहिट चल रहे। एक में मुझे रोना है, एक में मैं सब लोग हंसते हैं कुर्सी पकड़। तो मैं उस समय डर लगा था, वो मैं पास हो गया, लेकिन उसके बाद भी अपूर्वा के लिए मुझे 15-20 साल इंतजार करना पड़ा कि मैं वैरायटी वाले कैरेक्टर कर सकता हूँ। तो थैंक्स टू देम कि इन्होंने भरोसा किया। मैं पिछले वाले में ये बोला कि अभिषेक अगर बोल देता यार राजपाल भाई ये बड़ा लंबा रोल है, कर पाएंगे कि नहीं, यार उनकी इमेज अभी ना, आई नो ही इज वेरी गुड, लेकिन अब कहीं तारान बोल दे तो एक दूसरे के लिए नंबर, ये डिस्कशन भी भारी पड़ जाता है एक्टर पे। गलत नहीं बोल रहा।
That's true.
तो इसमें इनका और मुराद भाई का कॉन्फिडेंस कि नहीं राजपाल कैन डू।
That is true. But मुझे ये जानना है, it's a survival drama, right? So what has been that point where, like you said, that there is a point in everybody's life which changes their whole life, right? What has been that point in your life which you think changed your life?
We're all looking at each other.
बतावा भैया।
Say Tara, we'll start with you.
Anything that I feel has changed my life. You know, when I met Karan, I feel like everything just changed. Just before Student of the Year, being one of the 2 people to be considered to play Princess Jasmine in Aladdin, truthfully, really just changed my experiences in my life. Musically, I had trained for that all my life. Never in my wildest dreams. The first song I ever learnt in the world was A Whole New World. And I pretended to be on a magic carpet singing with a fake Aladdin. And to have that experience, that really changed my life. To work with Guy Ritchie, to work with so many people in a team like Disney, and today to have a release on Disney Plus Hotstar. It's crazy, man, how the world works. And being in the movies has really changed me. It's toughened me like nothing else in the world. It just has that to it, you know. The industry is such, and in a good way. I think it was necessary for me to toughen up a little bit. I was way too sensitive and way too shy. I've come into my own, you know, since I've begun this journey. So many changes and so many experiences, but the first two that come to my mind actually are these two.
But when you say that you were sensitive, because of course I've met you during student, now do you feel like do you still get those judgment, and does that hit you ever? Like initially you had said that, you know, people would think that me
Mistake
speaking
me.
properly is a problem, that people would judge you for being a little prim and proper as well. Do you still react to the same judgment the same way, or
No.
differently?
Now I honestly, as my mom says, couldn't and shouldn't give a toss. But no, it used to bother me so much. I was like, man, I'm just being myself. Why can't that be celebrated? But you really can't make everybody happy, and you shouldn't want to either. I don't have that quality in me where I want to please people all the time. That's another learning I've had about myself. And like I said, you learn so much about yourself. When you hear and you see what you are in other people's eyes, you actually get even more confidence in understanding your true self. That's happened for me. I'm so much calmer about everything. I'm so confident in myself. I'm so proud of myself to have done this whole thing on my own. It's not easy. Anybody, I think, here can tell you that. But I'm the most excited I've ever been as well about the future, and I'm in a great space emotionally, mentally, physically, just in every way. And I feel like Apurva has really given me a new strength.
Yeah, and that I could sense.
Yeah.
That I could sense. What about you? What are the one or two episodes of your life that changed?
And I think one and the most important one was 3. I think the day I got that call from Amar Bhai that Dinesh Vijayan has liked your audition and we would like you to come for a reading with Raj and DK, him, Raj. Raj I had known since a long time. Before he became an actor, I had known him since FTI days. One of my very good friends from theatre days was his best friend, so that's how I knew him. And that day when I did that reading, I was feeling, I think for me that was the moment where I was like, okay, I was here to do a film, act in a film, and here I am. This is my first step towards shooting for a film. So I think that was a huge deal for me. And from there on, everything changed.
What about you, Rajpal sir?
सर मेरा ये तो बस सही बोला तारा ने कि बहुत सारे पिछले सालों में, पिछले 3 दशक में बहुत सारे मोमेंट हैं जिनमें लाइफ मिली, लेकिन अगर एक लाइफ बोले तो आई वाज 11, कक्षा 6 हमारे लिए ज़िंदगी का सबसे बड़ा, जिसमें मैं सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट समझ गया था, क्योंकि 5 तक पता नहीं था, खेलना कूदना बच्चों के साथ में, 7 से 10 की उम्र जो होती है, जो मेमोरी में रहती है, आप हमें वो हमेशा याद रहती है। तो मुझे घर पे ये याद था कि उससे पहले की लाइफ तो ना डिस्कस करें तो अच्छा है, लेकिन कक्षा 6 में जब आदमी जाता है तो कितना 11 साल, तो मैंने सुना कि पिताजी कह रहे हैं कि 120 रुपये किताबें राजपाल की आएंगी और 120 रुपये किताबें बड़े वाले भाई की आएंगी, और इसमें अब ये किताबों के बाद अपनी फीस देनी है, लेकिन 5वीं तक पढ़ गए, अब 6ठी से दूसरे स्कूल में पढ़ाना है जो अपने यहाँ से 7 किलोमीटर दूर है। तो दूसरे दिन कुछ पता नहीं, आज तो उसको बाल मजदूरी बोलते हैं, लेकिन बच्चों को 8 रुपये मिलता था, तो 15 8 120, तो 1 जुलाई से 15 जुलाई तक 120 रुपये। वो मैंने ये फादर को कहते 15 दिन बाद सुना कि राजपाल के लिए किताबें तो राजपाल ने इकट्ठी कर ली, अब फीस हम निपटा देंगे। तो आई थिंक वो जो आदत, वो लालच समझो कि मैं किताबों के लिए पैसे भी इकट्ठे कर सकता हूँ, तो आई थिंक वो इंस्टिंक्टिव जो मिली, तो उसी साल पढ़ाई भी की, तो पूरे स्कूल में सबसे ज़्यादा मार्क्स भी पाए। कक्षा 6 में 1 ही साल पढ़ा, बाकी सब फॉर्मेलिटी थी मेरी ऑनेस्ट। और वो आज तक भी वो इंस्टिंक्टिव क्वालिटी कि जहाँ भी कहीं भी चुनौती सामने खड़ा हो जाओ, चाहे क्रिएटिव हो, चाहे फाइनेंशियल हो, चाहे व्यवहारिक हो, चाहे व्यापारिक हो, मुझे लगता है हर आदमी कैपेबल है कोई भी पाथ ब्रेक करने के लिए।
I think that's a very good one for Apurva, because I think that's exactly the story is.
Yes.
The survivor story.
जी,
Yeah,
तो बस
it
वहीं से लगातार आज भी मुझे लगता है जितनी मेहनत मैंने वो 11 साल की उम्र में की थी, उससे कोई अभी कम मेहनत कर रहा हूँ उतनी
नहीं,
मेहनत
thank you
तो
for
करनी
sharing,
चाहिए।
यार. मतलब this is
Wow.
what I mean.
What about you?
So I did a film in 2008. There was a film called Saloon. I had done it, and it did not release. So I hit a lean patch. I had a lean patch of almost 8 years, and I kept writing. I just kept writing in those 8 years. मेरे पास मतलब मेरे ख्याल से 1200 या 1000 रुपए रहते थे अकाउंट में, उससे ज़्यादा रहते नहीं थे. But what the change which brought in was because I wrote so much. Now I have stuff for the next 4-5 years, I guess. So yeah,
So that's a great thing which happened.
yeah, that's a great thing which happened.
You know, my mom says something beautiful in Bengali. I'm a Bengali, so my mom keeps telling me whenever I feel low. So she tells me that because I'm away from home for the last 10 years, and it's difficult because I've always been in a very protected, shielded environment, and that's why I run away home. Like I came just from home 3 days ago. Nowadays, you know, you feel the sense that, oh, time is running out because of things that you keep hearing, things that you keep experiencing vis-a-vis your friends or vis-a-vis other people because they're losing people, XYZ, COVID. So, I get really senti and emotional. Like I see all those reels where we are like the parents are crying when the person is leaving home. I am the person crying when I'm leaving home, and my mother is still happy. Okay. So my mom always, that smile always taught me one thing, that all of us, some of us are living our lives, but all of us are actually surviving it.
Yes.
Which is a beauty, and that's the beauty of Apurva as well. But jate jate, I will just ask you one question: that what would be your survival story if there was a story being written about your story of survival in the industry or personally in life? What would that be? Quickly.
So it's getting created, I think.
Okay, lovely.
So yeah, I'm just working on that story.
What about you, Tara?
I've been born and raised and brought up in a house of very, very strongly opinionated women that have not felt the need to shy away from sharing that. And my dad as well, where I've understood what true and real, not pretentious equality is all about. And I've come into a space in my life where I do notice, and it's not just in the industry, it's just in life as well, where there's a lot of differences to my thought process, and it's been very challenging and interesting and amusing sometimes to see that. But I think the survival instinct in me that comes in from hearing opinions, from having my own opinions, even if that's been different to my parents, it's always been supported as, please have your own thoughts, have your own feelings, have your own emotions, have your own opinions, don't shy away from that. That is why today I can survive in any environment, because I'm adaptive, but I'm also very strong in my own beliefs. So I think that's my thing of survival.
What about you?
नहीं, मैं सर सेम मतलब तराजू पे हूँ. बस इतना कहते कि मैं पिछले जब से 20 साल से तो 13 चरित्र जी रहा हूँ. 13 डबल भी नहीं. एक मेरी जो आर्ट के प्रति ड्यूटी है, जिसका मैं तहे दिल से जीने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि अभिनय ऐसे करो जैसे जीवन. एक पारिवारिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से सामाजिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, जिसमें परिवार समाज आता है, और एक माय पर्सनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. तो यस, हाँ, हु एम आई एंड क्या, कब, क्यों, कहाँ, कैसे. और अगर आपको जलवायु, जंगल, जमीन, पर्यावरण, पहाड़ी, पर्यटन ने खड़ा किया है, तो आप कहाँ डिजर्व करते हैं. तो आई थिंक मैं, यही मेरी क्वालिटी है, और इसी के साथ मैं कंफर्टेबल हूँ, और इसमें एक्सप्लोर भी करने का मौका मिलता है. या तो 100 मार्क्स मिलते हैं या 0 मार्क्स मिलता है, तो बीच में कंफ्यूजन भी नहीं रहता है. अच्छा किया तो ताली, और बुरा कर दिया तुरंत गाली हो जाता है. तो अच्छा है वो सब आपका है, और जो गलत, वो बुरा लग रहा है, वो सब गलतियां, उनको दोबारा सुधारूंगा. और अपूर्वा जरूर देखें 15 नवंबर को डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पे.
What about you? Last, the survival.
I'm still doing that from like one Friday to the other. वही है मतलब.
Exactly. तो चल रही है
it's
survival.
ongoing. It's just ongoing. Like what Abhishek said,
Let's
it's
see.
ongoing.
So true.
But like I said, that like my mom always tells me that eventually we will all have a story to tell. Only that our journeys will be different, but we'll still be surviving.
Yes.
And so kudos to you for giving us Apurva. I will watch the movie and definitely tell you what I thought of it. But of course, it has a heart of its own, and it has also a part of my heart because of Murad Bhai and all of you. So thank you for doing this for Bollywood Bubble.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
God bless you. 1, 2, 3.
Guys, please watch Apurva on the 15th of November onwards on
Disney plus
Hotstar.
Hotstar.